Alright guys, and welcome back. So today I'm going to do chocolate eclairs with a vanilla creme pat filling. So for the creme pat I've got 25 grams of plain flour, 60 grams of caster sugar, 2 teaspoons of corn flour, 4 egg yolks and 280 ml of milk. Alright, so in a bowl I'm going to mix my egg yolks and caster sugar together until it becomes nice and pale. Alright, so we'll whisk that for a couple of minutes. As you can see, it's gone thicker and it's gone a paler in colour. That's what I'm looking for. Right, so next I add my flours. So I'm going to add my corn flour, 2 teaspoons of corn flour. That's going in. Get all that in. And then add my flour. 25 grams of plain flour. And then I'm just going to mix that in. So whilst I'm mixing the flours, I've got my milk on the boil. As it just starts to boil, I'm going to take off the heat and add it to my mixture. Alright, so my milk's just got the temperature now. So you want to add it slowly and whisk vigorously. The one that makes the scramble. Alright, so once you've mixed all your milk in, it should resemble this. Now I'm going to transfer this back to the saucepan and bring it to a boil and whisk continuously. So whilst that's warming up, I'm going to add my vanilla essence. A teaspoon you want. Maybe, yeah, a couple of teaspoons. Why not? Right, I want to continually whisk this now, because it will catch. If you find any lumps form, it's alright, just keep whisking, they will soon disperse. Alright, that's the consistency I'm looking for. See how it's all thickened up nicely? What you want to do after you've done that, you want to put a cling film layer on top of your actual custard. Stop it from getting a skin. Right, for the choux pastry, I've got 4 eggs, 125 ml of milk, 140 grams of plain flour with a pinch of sugar, and 100 grams of butter. Alright, so what I've done is I've added my flour and sugar and just sifted it into a bowl. I'm now going to heat the butter and milk together in a pan. So I've added the butter and milk together in a pan. I've also added 125 ml of water, just to keep the butter like liquid. So I'm going to bring that to a boil now, and then add this flour after it's come to the right temperature. Alright, so now the butter's slowly melted in the pan with the milk and the water. I'm going to increase the temperature now until it comes to a rolling boil, and then immediately turn it off as soon as it does. Alright, so you can see it's boiling now, so I'm going to turn it off and add my flour straight away. And I'm going to mix that together. So after you've mixed your flour into it, you should have a ball of dough. That's the texture you're looking for, where it's not sticking to the sides, it comes together with one ball. So now I'm going to let that cool down now, and then add my eggs when it's cool enough to handle. Here's a tip, chuck it on a plate and thin it out to make it cool faster. Alright, so now that mixture's cooled down now, I can add the eggs. Do you want to add them a little bit at a time? You might not need all the eggs, so mix them. So after a few minutes of mixing, this is what you get. You want this sort of consistency where it doesn't really want to come off the spoon. That's what you're looking for. When you're mixing it, it looks like it's going to split, but just keep mixing, it all comes back together. So I've put my choux pastry into a piping bag, and you can do whatever design you want. You can even make profiteroles, which I might do actually. I'm going to do 2 big eclairs, and I might do some profiteroles. Right, so I've got my oven preheated at 220 degrees, so as soon as these go in, I'll drop the temperature to 200 degrees and cook for 25 minutes. Alright, so whilst the choux pastry's cooking, I'm going to make the chocolate icing. So I've got 100 grams of dark chocolate, you can use plain chocolate if you want. I've got 25 grams of butter, I'm going to melt that down, and then as soon as that's melted, I add my cream and icing sugar. Alright, so that's melted, I've took off the heat, I've added my cream, and I'm going to sift in my icing sugar. Now you've mixed all that together, you should have a nice glossy shine to your icing. Let that cool down, and you can spread this over the top of your choux pastry at the end. Alright, so I've let these cool down. I've cut my eclair in half, and I've put a hole in the bottom of my profiteroles. Put your creme pat into a piping bag, and you can just pipe the inside of them and pipe the inside of that. Then we'll finish with the chocolate on top. Alright, so I filled them up. Bottom's filled up, and then we're going to do the profiterole. Just dip the tops in. And there's one. Dip the top in the other one. That's all you're looking for, really. And then your eclair, I'll spoon over a teaspoon. Just get a neater finish on it. So there you go. There's your profiteroles and eclairs with vanilla creme pat. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you again.